Hello. How's everybody doing? Happy Sunday afternoon. I got the fancy glass with my water in it because it's way too hot here for coffee. I had to go take a shower after sprints because I was just like so warm and I had to go get a cold shower. So nice to see so many friends here. I love this, Anita. I love this. I have not started yet with the big declutter. I've been trying to decide what room I should start with, and I think I'm going to start in my bedroom. I was going to start in the bathroom, but I spend most of my time in this bedroom. So I think I'm going to start there. And if you guys want to head over to thebigdeclutter.com and join us, I would love to have you there. I thought we would do like a once a month or once every other week, kind of something like this, or maybe even a Zoom to kind of hold each other accountable and, celebrate our wins and just kind of have some fun with it. Right. So there's a form over there that you can fill out. Yeah. So things have been going. It's been interesting. This past week, I sat down last Sunday, and I did up my plan. I did my review. I did the whole 9 years. Took me 3 solid hours. And then I never opened my planner all week. And of course, all week I felt like adrift. I didn't know what I was doing. I felt like I wasn't getting anything done. And I realized that I'm still in recovery mode from the burnout. And so I gave myself the grace of not getting stuff done. But I did get back to edits last week. So I was super proud of that. Thank you so much to Brandy and Kay for holding me accountable to getting those edits done on Wednesday. I did them during the private sprints that I have now. And it was really great because I had been very frustrated because I was having problems with Word document. And I was like, I'm never going to get this done, like big catastrophe. And so then Jenna, bless her heart, put it into 2 Word documents. And though Word's still giving me a little bit of trouble, every once in a while it freezes up instead of like right from the jump. I was able to work with it and not get frustrated. And so I got the epilogue, chapter 1, and almost all of chapter 2. The first pass of Jenna's edits, I got those done in 2 hours. And I was really stoked. Yes, it does not mean here. It means it's a good thing. It's not a sarcastic thing here. When I say bless your little heart, that I mean those words. But yeah, it was great to get back to it, and it was great to get back into the story and back into that story world. So I'm thinking that I'm going to probably go away on a 2-night writing retreat, go hole up in a hotel in the middle of the week. I'll probably do it like Wednesday night and Thursday night and I'll do the private sprints from the hotel. That will be fun. Yeah, because I need to get this done. My pivot that I had to take was I had my plan set up, my publishing plan, to be doing edits and plotting book 2 at the same time. I can't do that. If I was recovered from the burnout, I think if I didn't have to get COVID just as I was entering the recovery phase from the burnout, I would probably be able to do it. But I just don't have the energy. And, we talked about this before about me not being all of a sudden I'm not a morning person anymore. It's like somebody flicked the I don't give a crap switch, and in doing so, turned off my morning person abilities. So getting up in the mornings is very difficult for me. I don't sleep well, so it's very difficult to get up, and I lose an hour. So because it's got to be 10 o'clock before I can really focus on anything. So I decided that instead of pushing myself into burnout again, um, I'm just going to concentrate on the edits. And I may put off the release date until October. I was planning on releasing the third week of September, but now, depending on how these edits go this week, I have 12 task blocks. So 6 hours to do edits this week. I would love, love, love to be able to publish this book on the 10th of October because that's my dad's birthday. So even if I do get them done for the end of September, I may hold off just because, October the 10th is dad's birthday. And I know he would get such a charge out of this. So we'll see what happens. And then book two will probably come out just before Christmas, depending on how it goes, because I can't push myself like that again. You know what I mean? I could, but I'd end up right back here. Because I have been spending a lot of my time just adrift and wondering, am I actually getting any work done? Why do I always seem like my brain's not functioning properly? Obviously, brain fog, right? I hear you, Brandy. I won't, because I'm dealing with some very serious brain fog here. And so I had my MRI on Friday. And so then my gynecologist nurse practitioner will call me this coming Friday with the results. I don't expect it to be anything bad. This is just every 6 months I go for an MRI because we're just monitoring it, right? That's the joys of living in Canada and having free healthcare. But I am going to talk to her about getting tested for PCOS because I do have a lot of the symptoms. And one of them is one that I noticed very harshly today. It's the one that I hear Sarah complain about. It's the puffy, the inflammation. So yesterday, I took off my medical alert bracelet to get into the MRI, or not yesterday, Friday. And then when I got out of the shower today, I took it to Mom and I was like, can you put this back on for me? Well, couldn't put it on because Friday it was loose on my arm and today it's about an inch too short. And I'm like, holy crap, like there's something going on here. So I'm going to talk to them about that. I don't even really know a whole lot about it. I haven't really paid much attention to that other than to know that like a lot of my friends have it. So, and I know that brings the brain fog. So we'll see what happens. I started taking ginkgo again, and it helps me in the mornings, I find, and then it wears off. So the ginkgo is I used to take it years ago, right after my car accident, because I was dealing with a lot of brain fog from the pain from the car accident. And the therapist that I was going to that was helping me get over the car accident, he suggested it to me, and it really worked. Oh, you're getting yours today, are you, Renee? People react differently to it. I do find that I even don't have to take the full dose for it to work for me, so I'm pretty lucky there. But it's, having to pivot again, 2 years ago would have drove me mad. I would have refused. I would have absolutely refused. I would have pushed myself. And now, first of all, I have all you guys that I know will come aboard me. There comes the newfie. You all come aboard me if I push myself too hard. And I just don't want to anymore. That's not what my life is about. Before, I had to push myself because I wanted to get the books written and I wanted to, live this life of being an author. And 2 years ago, I was working full time for somebody else and doing the author thing on the side. Now it's the other way around. I get to do the author thing full time and I'm working for somebody else, as, consultant. So, Mel will find the hot seat, right? I'm glad to hear that, Anita, because I have fibro as well. And the harder I push myself, the worse my symptoms are, you know? And what, like it's another thing that I did was I put away the scale. After I had the conversation with Kay this afternoon about the not being able to put my medical alert bracelet back on, I was feeling a little bummed because I'm like, I'm working to try to lose some weight so that I feel better, so that I don't have as much pain. And here I am blowing up like a balloon, you know? And, but at the same time, it made me realize like I stepped on my scale the first of the month. I only weigh in once a month. Okay. Because I don't want to become obsessed with the number on the scale because that was me in high school and I'm not going back there. And and okay, so for the last 3 months, according to my scale, I haven't lost any weight. I've maintained, which is better than gaining, right? And then on Friday, I got on the scale at the hospital and I'm like, did I just lose 11 pounds in 10 days? Because I have one of those really fancy scales, that you have to step on barefoot and it reads all of your vitals in the whole 9 yards. So it's not that off. It's not like one of those manual scales. And then I'm like, you know what? I've had enough. After today, I've had enough. The scale goes away. Obviously, because of this inflammation, I can't get an actual fair read on my scale. So I'm going for, I know I love it and I probably still will use it, but just not paying any attention to the weight, because I also use it to make sure that I'm properly hydrated and that my bone, like I'm not losing bone mass, because I'm at this age where my bone density is going to start going downhill if I don't stay on top of it. So, but I have to look at non-scale victories. Until I get a handle on this, I'll have to send you the link, Brandy. It's called a Renpo, Renpho. Comes with an app for your phone. And yes, I said H. Like I said, I'm tired. The new fee is coming out. Renpho. Renpo. They're not cheap. They're about, well, Canadian, they're about 60, $65. But worth it when you have to monitor things like your bone density, your proteins, this sort of thing, because it's what it does is it sends an electrical pulse up through your feet and then back down. When I worked at Good Life, we had them there. The trainers used them for people's, training programs. And I've had one ever since. This is my second one in 6 years because I broke the other one when I moved. They're made out of glass. So I broke the other one when I moved to Nova Scotia. Yours is a GE? Yeah. I mean, you can buy them different places. I think you can get them at Walmart. I got the Renpro. I got it on Amazon. My other one was the same, but I got it at Walmart. So, but non-scale victories, getting to the gym, eating grapes instead of reaching for a bag of chips, like stuff like that. I need to concentrate on that, I think. And I know that getting tested and stuff is going to require some blood work and all of this sort of thing. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens. But the weight thing, it's so hard to lose weight when you're going through menopause. It's so hard. and especially when you're like us and you spend a lot of time sitting on your butt writing your books, right? And I'm kind of struggling a little bit right now with my mental health. And it's because of the weight, and it's because of always feeling tired and waking up after, being in bed for 10 hours and feeling like I didn't sleep at all. And the last thing that I need is to be cranky about something else, you know? So, one thing that I am really trying to do that I haven't done in a couple months is finding the joy in all of the little things. When I was at therapy last, I think it was the week before last, and I said to my therapist that I could not remember the last time that I laughed so hard at something Ziggy did, I had tears in my eyes. And it used to be that he would do that to me multiple times a day. And which, by the way, His Highness will likely not be making an appearance. He's out in the living room on the couch enjoying the air conditioning. So, but it really got me thinking about when you're kind of in this place of recovering from burnout, recovering from being sick, just in recovery mode, period, and you're just trying to get through the day, making sure you're getting all of the things done that need to get done, making sure that, your business is flourishing, your book is getting edited, written, whatever. And you're in survival mode. It makes it really hard to find that joy in little things. So what I had decided I had to do is I have to go looking for it. I have to go looking for it. And it's hard to remember. It's hard to remember to go looking for it. So I have been making sure that I'm spending time every day playing with Ziggy. So much so that it's part of his routine now. Between 10:15 and 10:30, I will find him right here looking up at me, wanting me to play. He did it today during sprints. He did it yesterday during sprints. And hey, Sarah, so nice to have you here. So going and playing with him is one of those little joyous things for me. I mean, usually it's like 5 minutes because frankly, he's like me and he's like 5 minutes worth of exercise is enough. I'm laying down now. Right. But still, for that 5 minutes, I'm laughing. My mood has been lifted. And that's me taking joy in the little things. It's not easy when it's just not easy when you're in survival mode, you know? And I, keep telling myself, if you would just get your butt down to the gym and go for a walk, even if it's just for 15 minutes a day, you're going to feel better, serotonin, la, 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 all this. But it's getting myself down there. I haven't done it all week. Because my brain was on autopilot and I may have had 3 spoons when I woke up every morning instead of my usual 12 or 15. So it's like I have to use those to make sure I get the things done that need to get done for my business. And I'm just not. Well, okay. All right, Kay. Yes, I have been doing really good. I have been doing other things besides going to the gym. Get up, dance around the room for 5 minutes. I'll make sure that I'm getting up out of my desk and putting it up, standing to my desk at least twice a day. Things that I normally wouldn't have done before. But it's that negative voice in my head that's going, don't be so lazy. Just get your butt down to the gym. Once you're down there, it'll be fine. You'll enjoy it. You always do. And I can't make myself leave the apartment and get in the freaking elevator and go down 3 floors to the gym and have it all to myself. It's not like I have to deal with anybody because it's always empty. I mean, I live in a building with like elderly people mom's age, and nobody uses the gym but me. And it's just that whole finding, finding the get up and go because it got up and went. And as a matter of fact, though, that whole lazy thing, that's what we're going to be talking about on Tuesday for Tough Love Tuesday over on my other channel, because I have been dealing with this whole I'm being lazy thing all week. I'm not being lazy. I don't believe in lazy. I think lazy is a label put on us by other people. It really hit home today when Mom got up. She had been in bed all day yesterday, reading and playing games on her tablet and just really enjoying not doing anything. Not doing anything. We had leftovers for supper last night, and then she got up this morning and she goes, I'm not doing anything today. We'll just have frozen pizza for supper. I'm going to be lazy. And I thought to myself, you're being lazy? You're 80 years old and you still work a 40-hour week. Sometimes more. That's not lazy. You deserve to spend your weekends rotting in bed. And then I thought to myself, well, you've been calling yourself lazy all week, And it wasn't that I was lazy. See, you're not lazy, you're just unhurried. And that's exactly what Mom was doing this weekend. Right? For me, this past week, I wasn't being lazy. I was exhausted. I was in survival mode. I was sleeping. I've been sleeping, but oh my God, the vivid dreams. Something must be in retrograde because the dreams, and it was hard. It's been harder and harder to get up as the week went on. So I have been allowing myself to stay in bed and wake up slowly, naturally, instead of having an alarm going off and scaring the crap out of me, where I'd be like, oh my God, I have to get to work. I don't have to get to work. This is my business. The only thing I have to do is on Mondays and Thursdays, I have to be at my desk at 10 o'clock my time to be there for my client. 10 o'clock. It's not difficult because he's in the Eastern time zone. So it's 9 a.m. for him, I don't need an alarm clock. Ziggy will get me up by 8:30 because he wants his breakfast. So why am I waking myself up at the crack of stupid, like literally like scaring myself awake when I don't have to do that? Especially now in recovery mode, needing that extra hour in the mornings, right? There's nothing wrong with frozen pizza. I keep the Kirkland frozen pizzas in the freezer just for days like today. There's nothing wrong with having a frozen pizza, like every other week or even every week. Heck, I mean, it's I wanted it to be an easier day for me today too, or I had sprints and I had this and that's it. When I'm done here, TV's going on, bra's coming off, and I'm going to be watching Criminal Minds with my wine glass full of sparkling water. I've tried melatonin. Yolanda, it doesn't work for me, unfortunately. It does not work for me. Yeah, absolutely, Taylor. I mean, I just, when she says that she's being lazy, I will smack her because she's not a lazy person. She's not. Like I said, 80 years old and still working full time. It's what gets her up in the morning. But at the same time, pants are optional, right? Well, they are in this household. See, I've been watching Criminal Minds and playing games since Sprint this morning. I started back season 1. I think I'm on season 3 right now. I'm on season 3 of Criminal Minds. I really like from season 3 on because I'm a Rossi girl. I love Rossi so much. And that's my comfort show, that and Supernatural. At least the first 10 seasons of Supernatural. I know Rossi. Like I was saying, right? He's like the OG Silver Fox. Absolutely. But I think that it's been a hard realization for me. It really, really has. I've been that person all my life. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Working 40 hours a week for somebody else, owning my own business and having a side hustle on top of that. I grew up in a household that was all about the hustle. And I can't do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I really just don't. My comfort shows are Buffy, Veronica Mars, and the first few seasons of The Walking Dead. I stopped watching The Walking Dead when Glenn died. Because it's like you were saying, Brandy, you stopped watching after Shmar Moore left. I liked the episodes after he left. It was a different dynamic. I haven't seen any of the new ones. That they've been doing because I don't have Paramount. So I will probably get them on Blu-ray or something. Yeah, I couldn't watch it after they killed off Glenn. He was my favorite character. So, it just wasn't the same for me and I couldn't watch it. But they've got so many spinoffs now. So many spinoffs. I love Adam Rodriguez. I love him. What was he? Was it CSI Miami he was in? I think it was. I love him. I think he's an amazing actor. And I loved the banter between his character and Garcia. Loved it. Tall, dark, and handsome. Loved it. Yeah, CSI Miami. He was the only reason I watched CSI Miami. But a lot of this reflection, poor Kay, we've lost her. A lot of this reflection that I've been doing that I really haven't had a choice because, I've been forced to slow down. So when I slow down, yeah, see, Sarah quit at that same episode. We got Renee quit at that same episode. They betrayed me. Right? It was like this huge betrayal. But it's really kind of, it's made me realize what I really want out of my business. I mean, I've been doing this writing thing with you guys for, oh, good Lord, I can't even remember how many years. I think I came in on the third round of HB90 was when I took the course. And I do it every single quarter. I retake the course. I do the workbooks. I do the Ideal Writing Life. I do all of this. And nothing changed. It was always the same. This is what I wanted. This is what my ideal life looked like. And then all of a sudden, 6 months ago, everything changed. I don't feel the need to walk the red carpet and have my books turned into a TV show. I mean, I would love to see some of you guys have that happen. Seriously, the world's not ready for my books to be turned into a TV show. But I don't need to be a 7-figure author. It'd be nice, but I don't need it to feel like I'm living my ideal life. You know what I mean? I just need my bills to get paid. I just need my bills to get paid and to be able to go out to dinner with friends every once in a while. I want to be able to help my son out financially. I want to be able to, help mom out so she doesn't have to work a 40-hour week. I just need to be able to, I joined in 2020. Has it been that long, Sarah? Holy crap. It's been that long. But I think sometimes it takes you a while to realize, like to you do the thing and the thing don't work. You try something else and that doesn't work. And you try something else and that doesn't work. And then all of a sudden you realize it's because you were headed in the wrong direction. It's so wild. It's so wild, Sarah, that I've been around that long. But I think that sometimes it takes us a while to figure out which direction we're supposed to be pointed in, right? When I first busted out onto this scene, it was like, okay, I'm going to look at these 3 people that have what I think I want, and I'm going to Tony Robbins them. Like, Tony always said, you find somebody who's got what you want and you emulate them. And So this is what I was trying to do, only to realize 6 months ago, I don't need that. I used to think I wanted the big house and with the pool and the whole, this sort of thing. You know what? All I want is a cozy little apartment with all kinds of natural light for me and Ziggy and a house full of plants and a separate office from my bedroom. That's living the dream for me. I finally realized what my dream was. Right? And there's nothing wrong with anybody else's dream. I'm not saying that. And there's nothing wrong with, if you don't quite know what your dream is, that you say, hey, I like this person's dream, so let me head in that direction until I wrap my head around what it is that I actually want. And it's not just about what you actually want. For me, it was about what I actually need. Because then it felt closer. You know what I mean? Because the great big house with the pool and, all of that, it didn't feel close enough. But that little 2-bedroom apartment back in Moncton where my friends are, writing my books and going out for dinner with them, that feels close. That feels so close, I can almost taste it. And that's when I realized that my dreams were not my own. And I burnt myself out trying to achieve a dream that wasn't mine. So I'm dialing back. I'm dialing back. And sad as it is to say, Mel's challenge is going to be put on the back burner. It's one more thing that I don't have the energy for right now. That's not to say it won't come back, because it probably will. But I kept putting it off and putting it off. And I'm like, here we are, and it's almost the middle of the month, and I still haven't recorded it, let alone edited it and put it up and redid the web page and like all of that. So this is like for you too as well, Renee. Things have been pivoting. I want a witch cottage in the woods. Oh, I love that. See, I would have that. If I was like, let me buy 50 acres and drop a cottage down right in the middle of it. As long as I have an internet connection and no people. I like my solitude. But I think that we need to kind of constantly take that step back. And maybe, okay, I have this dream and it's great and I'm heading towards it and I want it. But what are my needs right now? Like, what do I need? I need $40,000 a year. That's not really a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but that's how much money I need to live comfortably and help out the people that I love. I need the time to write my books. I need the time to run my business, because that's how I'm going to make $40,000 a year. I need my cozy little bedroom. I want the apartment, but right now I need my cozy little bedroom. Cottage in the woods would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? See, Inca saying, I just want to stay consistent with my releases, but the ultimate dream is to move to Brighton. Right? Mini London by the sea. I love that. I love that. So what you need to do right now is to stay consistent with your releases, because that's what's going to get you there. And I kind of liked that division of needs versus wants. Ontario. Yeah, wants and needs. Absolutely, Tracy. I mean, that was something I used to talk to my mini, I like to call them my mini clients, the kids that I used to work with, the difference between wants and needs, for them, the needs were things like, feeling safe and secure, having 3 meals a day, feeling safe enough in where they are to sleep, because I dealt with a lot of homeless kids. But the want was to grow up and have their own apartment and a good job and all of this sort of thing. But a lot of them suffered from that's a dream so far away, it doesn't seem real to me. So we would work on how do we get them to their needs first. And that's what I decided that I was going to work on. For the rest of this year, I am working on what my needs are. And right now, my HB90 plan is working fine for that. I'm not changing anything. I already had to make the one big change this quarter. I'm not doing it again. And then next quarter, I will build on that a little bit more. But yeah, I think that part of that for me is taking things off my plate. Things like Mel's challenge, as much as it was fun. And because now we're doing the big declutter, right? That's your fault, by the way, Sarah. Just saying. That's what spawned it for me, was you having those people in your house. I'm like, I need to do this. But that's a fun thing, and I'm not going to kill myself over it. It's just something that I would love to do with you guys, whoever wants to participate. And like I said, it's things that I bet you it's made a huge difference in your stress. And that was actually why I was like, I need to do this. Because, the other day I was looking for a place to put my ring. I was looking for a safe place to put my ring on Friday because I couldn't wear it, to go to my MRI because I didn't want to lose it at the hospital. And I couldn't find a safe place to put it where I knew I would remember where it was, because I don't have a place for my jewelry. So it's like constantly like, where did I put the thing? Or I have too much stuff in this, like my bathroom. It's just full of stuff I don't use. It's full of stuff I don't use. And, if something were to happen to Mom tomorrow and I had to move, it's bad enough I'd have to deal with all of her stuff. And I've got all of this stuff, like I said, that I have been hauling with me for 15 years. Like that shirt I found in my closet that my ex-wife made for me 16, 17 years ago that I've never worn, but I kept it because it was a nice shirt. Why the heck would I want to wear something she made for me? Right? And I hauled it with me over like 4 or 5 moves. It's crazy. I'm not doing it anymore. It's one of those I'm not doing it anymore things, right? I stopped wearing jewelry because I never remember where I put it, right? I wear this ring. It only comes off when I shower. And what I do is I take my glasses off and I lay them down next to the sink. And then I put my ring over the arm of it. And then as soon as I get out of the shower, everything goes right back on. But it's things keep running away. I love that. But I think you gotta find your balance. I really do. See, I like that idea, Kay, taking him traveling around the world like you got to as a kid. Settle down for a few years in one place and then move again and settle down in a different country, right? I love this. I love this, right? Didn't have clutter to unpack. I can't tell you how many times that I have moved into a place and I'm leaving boxes because I know it's just clutter. I have 2 great big boxes down in the storage in the garage here of stuff that I brought from New Brunswick. It's just clutter. It's still in the box because I don't have a place to put it other than in storage. Obviously, I've been living back in Nova Scotia for 6 years. We've been in this apartment for 4.5. So I obviously don't need it because I can't even remember what's in there. So I obviously don't need it, right? I think I need a wine glass to drink my tea out of. I love that. This is another one of my dad things. So I have all of these wonderful wine glasses. I don't drink, but we had a place here called Pier 21. And it was one of those places where you would go buy rattan furniture and all this like stuff from all over the world. And they always had these really unique wine glasses, and they were sold as singles, not sold in sets. And then they went out of business. And when they went into receivership, they held this huge sale where everything in the store was 80% off. And I lived 5 minutes from one in Moncton. And I went and I bought a half a dozen of these beautiful, all these different wine glasses. And this was my dad's favorite one to drink wine out of when he came to my house. So, yeah, my dad was very, very secure in his masculinity. He was all into, scented candles and incense and the whole 9 yards. And girly wine glasses. But moving from Texas to California helped us get rid of a lot. I bet. See, I love this. I love this. I mean, I would love to turn around tomorrow and be making enough money to tell mom that, you don't have to work anymore. She works because she has to. It's expensive to live these days, but I think that taking things off of your plate that aren't serving you anymore is a really good way to declutter. I mean, because when we think about decluttering, we think about, do I really need this? Do I really need this tiny purple guy on my desk, little duck? Yeah, well, I do, because he makes me smile. But looking at my schedule when I was doing my planning during sprints today, those of you who were in my sprints heard me say this. I was getting annoyed by the fact that I couldn't edit as, I only had 12 task blocks available to me for the entire week to edit, and I wanted to do more because my schedule is so cluttered this week. And it's shooting off here for this, shooting off here for this. It's all over the place everywhere. And it just brought home to me how I need to be taking some stuff off of my plate. One of the things I did during sprints today was I went in and I changed my booking calendar so that I only have 3 slots a week open now for one-on-one clients. 3 slots a week. 2 hours on Wednesday, 1 hour on Thursday. Because that's as busy as I want to be. That's as busy as I want to be with one-on-one clients. And part of me was like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You need to take as many clients as you can. Well, I really don't now because I've doubled my hours with Windstorm. I am making the money, more than making the money back of the 2 hours I took away on Tuesdays. But it's as busy as I want to be because 13-hour days on Mondays, I'm too old for that. It's like, I'm not really. I could do it, but I don't want to. And this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, about the employee mentality, that a lot of us are still fighting that employee mentality, even though, this is our business. And yeah, you got to put the time in. You have to put the work in. But you get to decide how busy you want to be. I forget where I heard it. It may have come from Amber. I can't remember, but it was like, you don't say I'm too busy. You say I'm as busy as I want to be. And I'm trying to get to the as busy as I want to be phase by taking these things off of my plate. You're an adult, you don't have to. And that's it. you're a business owner. You don't have to. Ultimately, you don't. Is it a good idea for your business? Maybe, maybe not. But your mental health has to come before your business. Your physical health has to come before your business, or you're not going to have anything left to give your business, right? And I'd have a pink one too, Brandy. A pink one too. I have a pink one, a purple one, and a white one on my desk because they're so adorable. I would love to make enough that so that Doug could quit and be my assistant. I love that, Sarah. I love that. Yeah. She moved to Spain. Is that a bad thing? She retired to Spain. I love that. Um, I love this. Everything I'm saying is echoing what you've been experiencing the past couple weeks. Part of my big declutter is my calendar and my mental stuff. Decluttering my behavior. Love that. Love that. And it's hard. It's so hard. But ultimately it's worth it. I would like to be able to sit on my bed with my TV on and look around and not have anything be out of place. I can't do that right now because I have too much stuff in this room. Because my office space, in the office that I used to share with Mom, is so cluttered, right? And I want to be able to put my extra journals and, the stuff that I'm not currently using in that space. But I can't because there's everything everywhere. Maybe I should start there. What do you think? Maybe I should be starting with the office because it's got to be driving Mom crazy. She hasn't said anything, but it's got to be driving her crazy that she glances over to her right and it's just boxes and papers and journals and the great big bag full of my recording gear and right. Okay, look. 17 years without a vacation, that's a little much. I used to think I was bad with 5 years. 5 years is the longest that I've ever gone without a vacation. When I was working full time for Windstorm, I never took vacations. I took long weekends. I would take 4-day weekends. And it burnt me out pretty quick. But I would do things though, like I would take a 4-day weekend and go away. Like I would go, that would be I'm going to go on a writing retreat, go lock myself in a hotel room. So it's not like I was relaxing, right? Pardon me. I tell you, it takes a lot of talent to choke to death on your own spit. Decluttering behavior. You're decluttering your behavior, decluttering your space, decluttering your calendar. I keep going back to the look on Renee's face when she saw my calendar. Her mouth dropped open. She was like, oh my God. And that actually really brought home to me how I was not leaving myself with any downtime. It really did. It was just, I look at my calendar now and there's white space. One of the things that I have decided to do is Tuesdays are going to be my reset day. Okay. Like a lot of people do. That's how they spend their weekends, getting groceries and laundry and all this. But this is going to be my reset day where the only work that I do is Tough Love Tuesday, because I love my Tough Love Tuesday, and my weekly workshop for Scroll and Scribe, which is in the evening. The rest of my day is going to be, I always pick up the grocery order on Tuesdays. It's going to be doing my laundry. It's going to be doing some decluttering. It's going to be going and getting a haircut, going out and sitting out on the deck and having coffee in the morning. It's going to be my me day because I can't honestly take a full day off. It's just because of the way my schedule is. but I can take a day where I'm taking all of that downtime and resetting myself. My food prep getting done, and that's something else I haven't been doing is the food prep. And because of it, I'm not eating properly. I'm not eating sometimes until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon when my blood sugar starts to crash. And by then it's too late, and then binging, well, not binging, but overeating in the evening, where I'll have supper and then 8 o'clock will roll around and I'm hungry again because I haven't fueled my body properly. So I'm eating at 8 o'clock at night and then, getting ready for bed. So the food prep has to happen, right? Well, let me tell you something. It is magic. I used to do this all the time when I lived alone. The little containers that are divvied off and you've got, and they're in your fridge and you can just grab them. I take an hour and food prep on a Tuesday afternoon and I have food for the rest of the week. And I think Kay doesn't cook unless it's cheese blintzes, right? I have 3 sets of those. Well, maybe you should use them, Brandy, because I'm telling you, I love mine. I have different ones for different types of snack boxes, but I've never done meals. And I followed this young lady on Instagram, and she does the food prep, and her whole Instagram is all about her trying to get healthy again after having an eating disorder. And she'll do the food prep, and then she's talking about how her reset day was, I'm going to go get the groceries. And while I'm out getting groceries, I fill up my car. Even if my car doesn't need to be filled up, I fill it up because it's part of my reset day. And I'm like, this is brilliant. I'm that person stuck in traffic on the highway because there's been an accident with less than a quarter tank of gas, panicking, thinking I'm going to break down or something, or I'm going to run out of gas. Doing all of these little things, and then you don't have to think about them for the rest of the week. Getting the laundry done, scrubbing the toilet, doing some food prep so you don't have to think about your lunches, or in my case, breakfast. Breakfast is my Achilles heel. But I have one of those little egg steamers that I can steam my eggs and have that with have a couple of eggs with a slice of toast in the mornings. It takes me 2 minutes to make. I just don't do it. But doing the things, okay, I'm heading out to get groceries. I'm going to fill up the car. I have 3/4 of a tank of gas in the car, but I'm still going to fill it up. I could hear my father cheering from the afterlife, because he was that guy that you don't let your car get down below a half a tank, or so help me God. Come aboard you. I don't like taking days off either. Sarah, I am so with you. I don't like I get bored. What was it whatever that Sunday was, I was supposed to take the day off. I didn't. I was sitting on my bed watching TV at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm bored. I'm so bored. I need to do something. So I sat down and did some graphics. I was so bored. It's hard when you are used to working all the time. The boredom and loss of momentum, yes. And see, this is it right here. You take vacation, but you still work on vacation. But at the same time, like, our jobs don't really feel like jobs to us. It's like I said, like, I do mugs and milestones on my 1 day a month that I'm supposed to be taking off, because it doesn't. That's why you have an editor, Sarah. It doesn't feel like work to be hanging out with you guys. It doesn't feel like work for me to be going and doing these weekly workshops from 7 to 8:30 my time in the evening. it doesn't feel like work. Because first of all, we have way too much fun, way too much fun. And it's when we can get Kay to behave herself, right? But it's so hard to take that time off because we feel guilty or we get bored. Or like you said, Sarah Brody, there, it's like you're scared of the loss of momentum. I can't imagine taking more than a day or I would lose momentum. We do have fun, Renee. Oh my God, don't we? We have so much fun over in Scroll and Scribe. It is just a blast. Just a blast. But yeah, I think that that's kind of, it all comes down to the whole decluttering, right? Everything seems to be circling back for me to decluttering my space, decluttering my calendar, decluttering my business. I am booking a one-on-one with somebody from Amber's team next week to talk to them about getting some systems in place for automation. That is definitely a decluttering thing for me. It doesn't feel like work until Mel gets us in our feels. Oh my God. I just kind of took you guys for a ride there last week, didn't I? Was that last week or was that the week before? I can't remember. Poor Renee literally just slid down the couch when that was over. She sent me a picture. She just slid down the couch. That was a deep one. That was a deep workshop. But yeah, I would love to see you come join me on the big declutter. I think that maybe we can work a little bit too on not just our physical spaces. You know, I think that would be fun. And I would love to have people to hold me accountable. See, this is my biggest problem. I am in a situation living with mom in a province where I don't have any friends. I don't have people to hold me accountable to the things that I want to do like this, right? And yeah, it would be different if I was still in New Brunswick, because if my friend Crystal found out that I was doing this, she would come knocking on my door to make sure I was doing it, right? Oh God, yes, yes. This, because I called you out on that. I remember that. Thank you for coming, Inca. Thank you so much. I know I have you guys and I love you to death for it. And I just think that maybe I need to tell you to just, come aboard me. That's going to be my phrase for this. If I don't do it, come aboard me. Nagging my kids to do something the way I want it done. Yeah, you just need to let them be helpful. That's what it boils down to. Listen, you guys, I love spending Sunday afternoons with you. You guys have just been awesome hanging out with me all day. Look at you all. And giving me an excuse, like I need one, to use a cool glass. So listen, if you can make it, Tough Love Tuesday. Tough Love Tuesday, we're going to talk about being lazy and why I think that. I know he's, like I said, he's out there chilling in the AC, Brandy. We're going to talk about the whole being lazy and why it's labeled that somebody else is putting on you. Devin, how are you, hon? It's in the calendar, right? I will always pop the link into the group chat for Angela. So cute. So again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And I hope that, you got a little pep talk out of this and whatnot. And thank you for those that showed up here that don't normally show up. I love seeing you. And enjoy the rest of your day. Please enjoy the rest of getting called out. Never, ever change, Ange. We love you for who you are. Listen, I love you guys to bits. Okay, go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go fire up Criminal Minds and get a snack and see if Ziggy wants to come watch TV with me. I will talk to you guys on Tuesday on my other channel, 12:30 Eastern. I will see you then. Love you to bits.